I finished my 8th comic, and this is going to be a video on the various things that I learned. And even though it's only 4 panels, there's quite a bit that I hadn't encountered before. It is about a owner of an all-you-can-eat buffet, and in walk Shaggy, Scooby, and Garfield. And then the owner is distressed, for obvious reasons, and then he wakes up. So it's a very simple premise, and it was definitely inspired because we've been watching a lot of Garfield and Friends from the 80s, and we watched pretty much all of the old Scooby-Doo movies and show. Yes, Riker? So let's begin. I will show you what I did and how it went. Yeah. The first thing I learned is that even though I'm drawing someone else's character, it's still pretty difficult. Like for Garfield, I drew him and it just didn't look right even though I was following the reference. And I realized it's because his eyes go all the way up into his ears. And for some reason I didn't think that was possible. When drawing someone else's character, it's really important to get all of the little details. Otherwise they just don't look right. To try to figure out what the owner would look like, I tried just sort of a regular guy in the Garfield style and then in the Scooby-Doo style. And I ended up going with the Scooby-Doo one. Then I did some sketches trying to figure out what the waving hands would look like. And then the different expressions that I was going to need the owner to have. I did the best I could with the waving hands, but it still looks kind of disjointed, like they're not attached to his body. I needed to do 2 motion lines, and I really wasn't sure how well this was going to go. So I tried to do lots of practice, and then, yeah, just go for it. But this was really stressful. So I'd like to do this more, so it becomes far less stressful. The first attempt went pretty well. It was okay. But the second time, it ended up being more straight than I wanted to. Looking at it now, it's not that bad. I probably could have left it, but I decided to try and make it a little more rounded and sort of, so I kind of smoothed or rounded out the bottom and then kind of carved into it with my white gel pen. And it's fine. When doing the inking, I realized I need to have a reference. So that way when I reach certain parts where the pencil has been kind of smudged, I will know sort of what I'm supposed to do there. And I kind of messed up when I did Scooby's little dots that he has on his chin, because I saw 2 dots, but I couldn't see the third one. So I just put a dot without really thinking, and I instantly regretted it because there are 3 dots in a straight line and it's supposed to be more of a triangle. I saw Mark Crilly uses white gouache to do the highlights, and I was thinking maybe that would be a good thing to have to fix little minor mistakes. But if you have any ideas on how to fix ink mistakes, I would be very interested to know what they are. Then the last thing I did was fix the door, because it was supposed to be open, but it looks kind of closed. And it took a bit of trying to find references to figure out how to make it look a little better. And this is what I ended up with, which I think turned out okay. Well, that was it. It's not a very complicated comic, obviously. The only hard part was the most complicated part was trying to do this thing. I was thinking of this as kind of a newspaper comic, so I kept the background very simple. I thought about coloring it, but I don't know. It didn't seem to need it if I'm going with that super simple style. Well, that's all. Thanks for watching.